We did an eyes open. Let's close. Let's close them.
Yeah, my eyes were closed.
My eyes were totally open.
First time I saw Lexa, she was with my mom when she was nannying the cook for the Delvos.
I had seen him before, but he was dating someone else at the time, so I didn't really think anything of it.
I remember meeting her and seeing her, but didn't think, it was just somebody hang out with my mom, so that was the first time I saw her.
Years later, Kyle Delaveau and his mom, Wendy, got us together.
At the Delavo's house. Kyle and my mom set that up.
He walked in and he had just got in from hunting.
Yeah, I just remember walking in. She was hanging out with Angela.
He walked in and I was just like, wow, he has a really nice smile.
Ring the bells, ring the bells, ring the bells.
So I was gonna give it a couple days and then ask Kyle for her number and then text her or call her, but she beat me to the punch.
I decided I would take the first step and I asked Kyle for his number.
I think it was within a day.
So I texted him and I said, hey, it's nice to meet you.
I was at work and then she texted me and I didn't see it for like 12 hours, so I felt really bad because I can't have my phone on at work, and so, but text her back, so yeah, and then kind of just took off from there.
We met at Cunningham's on the lake in Kearney.
I actually lied to her and told her that I was going to see my parents in McCook, so I would just stop on the way through, which wasn't the plan at all. I was just gonna go back to Lincoln.
It was not awkward at all. We just kind of talked like we had known each other for a long time.
I didn't know how it was gonna go, I guess, but she seemed pretty chill and relaxed, so I figured it'd be good.
I think we were mostly excited. We both smiled a lot.
We ended up sitting there for like 3 to 4 hours, I think, longer than expected.
We talked about everything. The things that people would probably leave out on a first date, we talked about. We talked about all of the things in the past, present, and the future, so it was just really easy.
Really good, relaxed, and just smooth.
The progression was very simple for us. I had a lot of time on the road.
Kind of started texting, which I hate texting, and I hated texting, but made the exception. And then that turned into, phone calls here and there to talking every day for multiple hours.
Every chance I got to call him, I would. And he was working on the railroad then, so whenever he had a free moment on the train, he would just call me really quick.
She was going to Washington for a 3-month stint. I'm nursing out there, so.
A couple months later, after we had been texting and calling, he asked if he could come visit me. And I was like, oh, he actually likes me. Okay, this is serious.
I was a little nervous, but it turned out really well, and so yeah, it was kind of the progression of things.
Oh man, I'm like just deer in the headlights looking at you.
The first kiss was when I moved back to Omaha.
Yeah, we went on a date and we're hanging out watching a movie.
We were sitting on the couch and I could tell, like, you know how that's that tension of like, I really want to kiss you, but I know I shouldn't yet.
Like we were kind of cut out an arm around her or whatever.
I remember I like moved my face close to his and he's like, you can't put your face that close to mine right now.
And I was like, you need to keep your face away from my face. And she didn't.
Eventually he was just like, can I kiss you? And I was like, yeah, bring it in, come on.
So we drove down to see my grandparents in Grand Island.
It started out as at a gas station.
I was getting gas, and I think I popped off to her and said something, and she told me to shut up, so I flipped her off.
And I was like, love you too. And I was kind of like.
And I didn't hear the smart comment, I love you too. I was like, what'd you say?
That's the first time I said I love you.
And kind of taken off guard, and then she wouldn't tell me, and so I rode her for an hour on the way home, and she's finally like, I love you. I was like, well, I guess I love you too.
I was like, can you say that again? Like, all of it? So that's when I said I love you. So yeah, it was actually an accident.
Honestly, like when we were at Cunningham's, our first time to quality time together, I knew she was different and just a very humble, down-to-earth girl. Very relaxed, had a lot of same interests and stuff.
When we were hanging out in Washington, it was, I just keep using the word easy, but it was just easy. Very comfortable with him, he made me feel safe. Just the fact that he took the time to come out and visit, and that said a lot about him.
Out in Washington, I was like, yeah, this is the one, so don't screw it up.
Do we love by you? Do we love by you?
So the proposal, we had been talking about it for what felt like a long time, which actually wasn't that long.
He had the ring for forever, and so I was trying to be chill.
One Sunday morning I woke up and I just had enough. Like I couldn't take it anymore. I already had the ring and had her parents' blessing and stuff, so I was like, I'm just gonna do it tonight.
I went to work that day and he had the day off.
Cooked dinner, had her apartment all cleaned up and stuff, and
I just walked in, was tired and trying not to be grumpy. I gave myself a pep talk on the way home, like, don't be grumpy.
had a bath ready for her. She took her bath, had dinner ready by the time she got out.
I was just ready to go to bed. I just wanted to shove my food in my face and sleep.
And I was freaking nervous, so I went to the bathroom
Got up from the middle of dinner.
because I was just trying to calm myself down.
He had been in there for 10 minutes, but I was still focused on my fish. I was just really hungry.
And came back and just did it. Got down on one knee and she's like, what are you doing?
He kneeled beside me and I was like, what are you doing? Nothing occurred to me like he was proposing.
Like, what do you mean, what am I doing?
And got out the ring and I was like, oh,
Didn't quite go as planned.
that's what, and then the excitement came, so.
And then obviously, she said yes and cried and all that stuff, so.
It took me a little while.
Yeah, it's about how I should have expected it to go. Planned on getting married in May, and this was February.
He was building fence at the time. He had gotten furloughed from the railroad, and I was at home.
COVID hit, and we were kind of like, well, do we want to risk it and, put all this money into stuff and then not have it happen?
Well, I talked to my friend Amanda Giffen, and she was like, have you guys thought about just getting married in a courthouse?
One Saturday I was at work, and she texts me and she's like, do you want to get married tomorrow? I'm like, so I call her and she's like, no, I'm serious, let's just get married tomorrow.
But he was like, yeah, we can do that.
I'm like, all right, let's do it.
And so we literally got married the next day.
It all fell together perfectly.
We ended up going down to McCook, and that day was perfect.
It was better than I could have planned. It was just, I don't know, just having our family there.
We just invited Spencer's immediate family and then mine and then Kyle. And so it was just in a pasture somewhere random in McCook by a little river.
The weather turned out perfect. It was outside, which I loved, on the river.
Yeah, that's where we got married.
I couldn't have asked for a better day.
Hardest part was finding you, but once I did.
He loves me very well. That is one thing that I never have to second guess. He would do anything for anyone. He's extremely giving. He is driven by getting his hands dirty, and that is probably what I love the most about him, is just his heart, I guess.
I love waking up beside her every morning, just knowing that she's there, and just having a partner every day to go do things with. And you're not, she's always there, always somebody to laugh with, to make fun of. Just doing life with her. The everyday mundane things are now enjoyable and fun, and going to Walmart. I hate going to Walmart, but it's fun with her, so yeah, just doing life with her.